Hello and welcome. My name is Jessica Gem. You know her, you love her. It's time for the queen, the legend, the idol, Hatsune Miku! My sister is a big fan, and for her birthday, back in March, she asked for this, Hatsune Miku in Pastel Decora. She gave me these basic guidelines, but otherwise left it up to me. The vibes and palette. Miku's hair changes what exact blue/teal it is depending on how the person wanted to draw or design her, so feel free to pick which shade you want to use. Also, her hairstyle can be different, although both these styles very often use pigtails. You can choose if you want to make her hair thicker or wavy or curly. If you want, you could throw a thick cardigan over the dress to add a bit more Decora vibes. Not too overboard on accessories. Cute imagery, bows, hearts, stars, desserts, cats, that kind of thing. I wanna she's showing off how cute she is type pose. You can use one of these poses exactly, or just use them to get the vibe. After sketching out the poses she gave me to get an idea, I set to designing the fit based on common Decora combinations. Obviously, she has to have long Miku twin hair of some sort, but I tried a bit of a switch up instead of just the classic ponies. I decided right from the start that I really wanted to do a dessert theme, so I tried a couple like sundae/cupcake and fruits, but landed on specifically authentic Japanese sweets. The elements I landed on were melon pan dress quilting, dango accessories, orange roll cake purse, taiyaki socks, sakura tights, and strawberry cream sandwich shoes. I also gave her a little strawberry mochi choker to go with her strawberry fluffy pancakes. It was my first time drawing in quite a while, as I'd been art blocked for nearly a year, as you may have been able to tell by the gap in videos. So, to ensure that the perspective and proportions were as good as I could make them, I did this 3D tube thing to really get the shapes of the body down. This was quite the bold and detailed pose and design to pretty much be my first finished drawing in months, including figuring out how to draw ruffles. I tend to bulk up my figures quite a bit because I prefer more realistic or sturdy bodies in my art, but for this I definitely tried to keep it a slightly more slim and long anime-inspired style. After settling on the anatomy and the main pieces of clothing, I went in with a separate details sketch on top of the construction. I laid out my colors to see how the balance looked and moved to a new file for the final piece. Since I had done such a detailed sketch, lining was fairly straightforward, using a pressure, size, and opacity pen to get a soft anime look with deeper shadows where lines meet. It takes a bit longer, but the added depth and detail from doing the lines this way can really help when there's not a ton of contrast planned in the lighting. I had added the main shape of the hair, but did still need to work out the specifics as I decided to go with two buns with massive braids coming from them, another very bold choice. So I just overlapped 2B shapes until it looked right. I did use another 3D technique to get the twist so that I could put the zigzags in the right place, and I think I did a pretty good job with the hair overall. You just know that the whole time I was working on this piece, I was listening to Miku and other Vocaloid songs, and this may be a bit of blasphemy, especially when I'm doing such a fancy Miku piece, but I think I prefer Kasane Teto. Before you boo me, hear me out. I have some audio processing difficulties and issues with higher ranges being too piercing for me, so I find the lower, smoother, clearer voice much easier on the ears and brain, especially for longer periods of time. There are some Miku songs that I enjoy, but she's not my Vocaloid preference. I do much prefer her aesthetic though, since my favorite color is aqua, so I still find the character herself appealing. Speaking of color, coloring was just a fill in the blanks according to my reference layout. Since this is going to be a very gentle pastel piece, I used a multiply layer on a bright color with very low opacity to provide shape but not too much shadow. Some finishing highlights and she's ready for the stage. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the concert. P.S. This month of July is currently Art Fight, so if you want to attack me, my revenge will be in my wrap-up video next month. That's all for now, so farewell and have a wonderful day.